Hello again, everybody. This is Mark Bianco from United Alliance Services. We thought we'd take an opportunity to talk about fall protection as we just finished on a Army Corps of Engineers EM 385 fall protection program. So I have a whole lot of equipment right in front of me, and I want you to understand that it takes us a solid 24 hours to really get through this lecture with our audience. And let me just point out a few pieces of equipment that we talk about here in the training. We certainly start to talk about anchorage points, things like what is referred to as beamers, how to secure to an I-beam. So we go into a conversation about that. We'll talk about a number of different anchorage penetrations that can be used throughout industry. So if we're penetrating through steel, we'll use products that look like this, right? If we're going through concrete, we're using products that look like this. So we're solving for anchorage. If you're doing residential work, right, or residential work where we're working on peaked roofs, we're using equipment like this. If you're using piping systems, utility systems, we can establish anchorage points here. Then we go into a conversation about the use of lanyards, right? So we're giving a lot of good examples about the latest and greatest out there with lanyards, both from a traditional 6-foot lanyard all the way down to a 3-foot lanyard, right? Also, we'll talk about lanyards that maintain 100% fall protection. So these are integrated lanyards with 2 clips on them, right? And the types of buckles that are used. You can see the difference in buckles here, right? So these are things that the craft needs to know out on the construction site, as well as what project managers need to know. As we move along over on this side, take an opportunity to talk to our audiences about what's right and what's wrong out there. So here's examples of poor uses of fall protection. These are a couple different lanyards that were used, but you can see just from the weathering of the lanyard themselves or the damage, right? So up close you can see the damage. This is what owners are sending their trades folks out with to use as fall protection. So here at United Alliance, we spend a lot of time doing inspections and helping owners try to avoid issues like this. This is an example on a lanyard where the spring has sprung, right, on the actual clip itself. We go further into specialty trades. Folks that tie rebar often use positioning devices. So these are positioning devices that are used that will attach to the center D-ring, right, or to a side D-rings on their harnesses so that they can hold themselves in position. But there's a difference between fall protection and positioning devices. Here we can only experience a 24-inch fall. There we can experience a 6-foot fall. And then we go into the different types of lanyards that are used. You can see I have a couple different lanyards here throughout the course. We talk about retractable lanyards, types of harnesses that are being used. We talk about flagging systems, right, in exclusion zone areas. We go into conversations about different types of nets that are out there. We go into the use of lanyards, right? So we're also talking about fall protection for folks that are working below the elevated workers, right? And we talk about rescue systems, so the use of rescue straps and the entire rescue technique, right? So I hope this little short video has been somewhat of a commercial per se on what we do here in a fall protection class at United Alliance.